Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Think that this is live. Yes, I think it is. How is everyone? Everyone in the United States? Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. To the rest of the world, hope your Friday is going good. To whatever day, whatever time of Friday that may be. Hey, Sarah Kay, hypnotherapy Pixie, how are you doing? We're going to have her on. So good to see everyone. Ellen, good to see you. Marion, Sylvia, Charles, Amy. Just looking at it. Peter, how are you, my friend? And Michael, good to see you. Brian, how you doing, my friend? Moonlight Herbalist, love the handle. That is cool. Shoots for Pa is here. And Pure Love Ascension, absolutely. Only way to do it. Heather, good to see you. Flower, everyone, y'all get to know Flower here. I'm going to be showing some of his work, and I will be putting his YouTube channel. I think I may have been the second, maybe the third person subscriber. So let's see if we can maybe jump that up by a couple of hundred. How about that? Get him a good start. He's done some great work, and talk about the synchronicity. Yeah. So JH, how are you doing? Paul, good to see you. Claire 74, Randy, hello. Dave, good to see you. Awakened Being, peace. Jerry, good to see you, buddy. Intrepid Sailor, how are you? D-Truth, good to see you. Ashley, good to see you. Hi, Paula. Aztec Love and Truth, hey, that's cool. Love that. Lois, how are you? I'll tell you, folks, there's our warrior princess in here. I'll tell you what, Karen Cloud, good to see you. Wow. All American, I love that. Jovan, good to see you. Eyes to see, peace. Captain Ron, Captain. And Brian, good to see you, Milky Way Weekly. So, Todd, hello, raindrops, Fukushima flavored. Now that's a cool, I like that. Hey, Kat, how are you doing? Good to see you from Fiji, folks. How about that? Welcome. That is literally on the other side of the world. Very cool. Rick Delaney Jackson, good to see you as well. And Fisk 1111. How are you doing? Valerie as well. Wow, getting a full crowd in here. Just so good to see everyone. Listen, I think we got a topic here that, well, I wasn't really going to do it, but again, too many synchronicities coming together on this one. And I've learned to read the tea leaves, so to speak. You know, if the energy, if the consciousness, if the spirits, whatever you choose to call it, something was definitely calling out to us on this one. Gravity Storm, Deborah, hello, and happy holidays. Yeah, we are. Joseph, how you doing? Paul Hall, how you doing again? So I like that. Welsh Dragon, good evening. How are you? I am a yeah, it's okay. I gotta tell you what, y'all are the best. I'll tell you, missed everyone yesterday. This is the amount of creativity in this room. Seriously, if we could harness this into a formula, package it up and send it out, folks, we would be the new titans of the world. Can you imagine that? But would we really want to be? I don't know. I debate that. So, some hot tea to everyone that is where it's cold. And apparently, I think down in right next to Tasmania or New South Wales, whatever it is right there, they're supposed to be hitting into summer. Well, I guess they forgot to tell Mother Nature, right? So, folks, one of the things that I mean, there's a documented history now, there's a chronology here that in all of our discoveries, there's a common theme here. It's like, okay, We are here at this time in history. You can expand it out. We are the manifestation of what yesterday's vision for tomorrow was going to be. We're that. Weird when you think about it, isn't it? They say the first thing about the Sumerians that made them different was they began to understand there was a thing called history. Now, you would think that it would be just common sense that you're living your life and you are actually living history. In other words, there will be a time when you will no longer be here, but it is your hope that your imprint will be a part of that remembered history. Think about it. And the Sumerians were the first society, culture to apparently write it down. Now, there may have been others. Who knows? I used to think that we would find the evidence. Not so sure on that. I think our planet has been devastated more than what has actually been written about. We're finding evidences of, Ellie events. That's Earth elimination, life events. And I think what we're going to look at today, and I just want to say, Plower, my friend, I want to get you on because you really have brought something out that really begins to pull all of this into perspective. And so we're not going to have any other things than this look at the evidence. So I have, as you know I do, because I'm so prone to do that, put together a little presentation for us. So here's the deal. What is changing our solar system? And it's no longer theory. It's no longer hypothesis. It's no longer speculation. There is something going on. Now, I guess you could contend on one side of the equation that, man is just now beginning to comprehend and understand. And so what we're witnessing are, in fact, could very well be nothing more than a natural cycle. True. I mean, that has to be considered. But also what has to be considered as well is that we've been around long enough to document the heavens, is to best of our ability to remember. And when we begin to look at what man has created by machines, that's what man has always done. Man has always looked to make machines to lessen his burden. In this case, we just turn the machines to become our eyes to the universe that we can't get to. So, having said that, it very well could be then as well that we are witnessing something unprecedented, something that we're now beginning to understand as we begin to, how shall we say, dig away the ashes of something that, two things, two buckets here. This is normal, or something bigger has happened. Either way, it's happened before, maybe still happening. We like to look at events in a finite terminology, frame of reference. Wow, that was a terrible hurricane. That was a bad earthquake. But if you can step back and look at the big picture, maybe it's all part of it. So this is us. So we're the big blue ball there. And as we spin around, this is our view of how we see our solar system. We see it on a one-dimensional linear plane. And as you can see right here, this is how we view it. We establish, up, down, north, south frame of reference. But actually, as someone, I think it was Material Classified, pointed out earlier in the chat room, this is what it really is. We don't stop and think. We can't be traveling at the rates of speed they're saying we are for Earth, 167,000 miles per hour. We're hauling, baby. Oh, yeah. And we don't understand that as an object moves, let's say we're a boat on the water, we create a wake. Excuse me, folks. Very windy out here. I was out earlier today and the dust is everywhere. But check this out. Now, if you postulate that there could be potentially another planet out there, maybe another star that we just haven't comprehended yet out there. The thing about Oumuamua is that now it's recognized by science that that was artificial. And think about now on a plane is how we see ourselves, but think about this moving in a spherical form. Let me go, excuse me. That begins to add a whole new equation. It's something that you don't hear about. It's not a particularly accepted theory. And, most science is theory. But I happen to think that it has great truth to it. It only makes sense. We've got objects in our solar system that move at different rates at different speeds. How could we be on a plane that we have different celestial objects, planets in these cases, all traveling at different rates of speed? How, folks, do you keep all of that together on a plane? The only way you can do that is, in fact, looking at it like this. That changes the whole spatial dynamics of what we're told is taking place. It could also be why we're moving into areas of space that we've never had. Could explain to a great deal that we may be moving into something really big. We have seen it with our telescopes. We know it happens. And it's happening to us, folks. You have to understand, yes, we're moving in a motion that you could define as forward, but that forward motion is in a vortices, the wake that we leave behind us. And if we leave a wake, as pilots know, that's why you have the delay of taking off. You don't want to get into the wake of another jet that has been out there 5-6 minutes before you. They all leave wakes. Same principle applies. So things have changed in our solar system. We're coming into a point, I think, of where we're going to be inundated with new comets. I think 2019 is going to be, well, interesting. So is the sun the cause of the effects that we're seeing in our solar system? Or is something else causing this? What we do know for a fact, I mean, this is not fringe theory. This is not conspiracy. This is not fear porn. This is not hyped up. It's just the facts. Every planet in the solar system is heating up. We've got a couple of planets that we got one that's no longer in its correct orbit. Did you know that? Yeah. We got one that's been completely flipped. Oh, folks, this is interesting. So Mercury, let's just start from the closest and proceed outward. Mercury is an anomaly to us. It's freezing on one side, and it's amazing. It should be much hotter, but it's not, but it's extremely hot. Wouldn't want to be there. And then when you actually do the spectral analysis of what it really looks like in the full spectrum, I mean, folks, wow. You know, looks like some of my abstract art, some of my Mandelas. Look at that. Spectacular, isn't it? And then you begin to realize when you step further back, this planet, well, what's ever hit it in its history was big. It is said that this planet is literally inside out. And it's very obvious that it's been hit. Let's go to about Venus, the comet planet. If you go to the Thunderbolts project and look at the alien sky video that they have, you would realize many of our ancestors saw this planet coming in as a comet. It is in their folklore, their mythology, however you want to classify it. But this planet is really doing the funky. So it's slowing down, not by a little bit. But the odd thing is the winds are speeding up. Well, I wouldn't want to be there. I mean, it's very different. Heating up as well. Other changes that are being observed is the signal, the magnetic field, that it's lacking, by the way. This planet is clearly in transition. Why we don't explore our inner planets is still the mystery to me. I can dig the fact that we went with Voyager 1, Voyager 2, we've sent Cassini, did great. We did the whole thing with Pluto. And what we have found out is that everything we thought about these planets, we knew we don't know. Earth. Well, we're going to look at some stuff. We know this planet is changing. It's on it's the train wreck has already left the track. I don't think there's any stopping it. Whatever is going to happen is already been set into motion. We know this. We know this, that our Earth is changing. Our atmosphere is changing. We know now that we're apparently getting encased into a dust debris cloud. Is it just our planet, or is it our entire solar system, or is it our total quadrant of space? Is this the result of something that has already happened, or are we in the midst of something new? Mars. This planet is still a mystery to us. We seem to be hell-bent on going there. So I have no doubt in the next 20, 25, 30 years, we will be there if we emerge on the other side of whatever is coming. And who knows? It may be within our lifetime, our children, maybe our grandchildren's lifetime, when they finally see the full effects. But this planet, Mars, is getting hotter. In fact, it's getting, if the same gradient of temperature increase, as I read today, was happening here on Earth, wow, we'd be wearing SPF 300, but our planet is getting hotter. Jupiter. What? Yeah, this planet, well, the changes are unprecedented. We know just within the last 10 years, this planet has captured double-digit moons. Now, the question has to be asked, where are these moons? Were they just here? Why didn't they get caught into Jupiter's gravitational pull earlier? Why is it's just in the last decade that our instruments are being more sensitive? I'm not buying it. But no matter how you want to package the deal, it's getting hotter, much hotter. And when you go again and you put it through the spectral analysis, something is heating up all of the poles, it seems, of both the inner and outer planets. What's happening? This is not hype. It's not make-believe. People will say, we don't have instruments. Listen, I don't care. Something is happening to the planets. The visible evidence alone shows the great red spot. It's no longer there. It's gone. Vanished. There it is. It seems the entire planet is changing. By the way, those white spots that you see down at about the 20-degree, 30-degree mark, yeah, that's Shoemaker-Levy. Still to this very day, you can see what it did to Jupiter. Saturn. If there's one thing Cassini did for us was, I think, tore the lid off the genie's bottle, Pandora's box, however you want to describe it. Because this planet, to me, even more so in the next two that we're going to look at, there's something going on here, folks. I mean, there is something going on. Hexagon poles. Yeah. Not sure how that actually happens, but we're told that this is a completely normal effect. Really. So do you see that storm right up there, folks? That storm, I'm going to show you a white paper on this thing, changed the planet. Changed the planet. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know if unbelievable, maybe unfathomable would be the better word of what this superstorm 2017 did to Saturn. We know that the rings are growing. Certain YouTube channels out there have done videos on that showed, looks like craft are actually building on this. We know in the folklore of our species that this is the home of gods. The Judeo-Christian God, specifically Yahweh, the Elohim, that this is their planet. You have to begin to factor in all parts to the equation. It's still, the list is too numerous to begin to get in. And we're just getting the data that they release. It's hard to say what else they know or don't know. I mean, it's speculation at that point. But nevertheless, this planet, I don't know. Strange, isn't it? But we must move on. Neptune. Wow. What can you say about this planet? This planet has undergone as much change as any change out there. Neptune is out of its orbit. Check me out. Go to the Great Oracle. Make sure you pay your homage to it, but ask it, and it will show you that it's official. Neptune is out of its orbit. The storm you see there, bigger than Earth, several of our Earths, but it's out of its orbit and heating up. Did you know it had rings? Yeah. This planet, if we lived on it, I don't think we could. I think that what's ever perpetuating the orbit, it's definitely kicking its butt. We're going to be looking at a white paper on this. So you can see this is through the H band, the CH4 band, and the K band. Those storms that you see up there are huge. This planet is lighting up. That's how much it's changing. We really have a windstorm going outside. Look at that, folks. We're now seeing auroras at the poles. And in this case, this planet, it's whacked out. I mean, its magnetic signatures are whacked. Something is disturbing it. And it gets stranger. When you look at the planes, the equators and the poles of Neptune and Uranus, wow, they're a flipping and a flopping. We didn't notice this, and maybe we just didn't have instruments. Excuse me. I don't know. But as you can see here through Hubble, look where the rings extend out. And of course, within these rings is Neptune's satellites. But something is definitely, and if you look at the S/2004N1, yeah, we're finding more and more objects out there, folks. Uranus. Here you see exactly what it looks like. It's on its side. Notice the striations to the cloud, the planet itself, in what would be called the eastern, let me see, the western, excuse me, right side of the planet. And it's spinning the wrong way. Now, I don't know how any laws of physics on Earth would apply to the laws of this planet. But this planet, again, like its neighbor, Neptune, is showing a great deal of perturbation to the rotation and the orbit. And again, check it out yourself. The equator flipped. And it's heating up, and we're now recording superstorms. This is weird. Pluto. It's still a planet, no matter what Neil Tyson has to say. You know, smart people are really dumb sometimes. You know, they make asinine decisions, and I think this is one of those cases. And what we found by the spacecraft that went out there, Voyager 2, and then the most recent one, this is an active planet. It's heating up. And now it's thought that it actually has ice, large amount of water. So another factor has to be included into this. Now, back in 2012, we were having discussions. It was postulated that something was going to hit us. Some people say it's what the Mayans were talking about. Others say that other cultures spoke about a wave. Is it an energy wave? Is it a cosmic rays? Is it gamma rays? Is it a result of something that our galaxy collided into? Is this just a local disturbance? Have we been hit and is more to come? Not sure. Is Planet X or another solar system potentially out there? I mean, if you look at what we would call the composite layering, and I'll bring it up. I don't have it up here, and I should have just now thought about it. But I've shown you before. You can go to meteorites.org and you can see it for yourself. When you do a composite layering of all the debris fields, the Geminids, the Perseus, you can just go the Leonids. I mean, you go all of these meteorite showers that our planet travels through constantly, you can only lead you to one conclusion. It seems like we're in a hell of a battle out here. I mean, that debris came from somewhere. And when, again, you composite all of the debris fields that we see in what we call meteorites showers, we're in the midst of something either that I can't think that it was so far distant. I continue to think we're all part in motion of this. You know, everything moves in space. And the question that I continually ask myself is, what have we moved into? I never see any true speculation on this. We got this Kuiper belt. We got the Oort cloud. The Oort cloud is a speculation. It's a theory. No one has seen it. No one has defined it. We just get a sense that it's there. What? The Kuiper belt. We're finding now huge planetary objects, exoplanets they call them. I read one paper recently that estimated that there potentially could be over 800 planets orbiting our sun. So my question becomes, what else is 2019 going to reveal to us? Because 2018 been a hell of a year, folks. You just look at the discoveries that we have made this year, what we have lived through and are living through. And every one of these objects, every one of them are being impacted. I was up this morning early and the full moon was in the western sky. And at 5:05, I can tell you the moon was positioned directly into the west, and my house faces to the west. It lit up the whole downstairs living room. Taking the dog out, I mean, you didn't need anything out there. It was so bright. In fact, I took video, but I put on my sunglasses. That's how bright our moon is. So is that just part of the normal thing? I don't know. I don't think so. Could be. Let me get out of this, folks. So there we go. So there we are. Hey, I didn't make this stuff up. And it gets better. So let me not give any delay. I really want to show you all the video that Plunder did. So by the way, you can get this white paper. This is the analysis of the Neptune's 2017 bright equatorial storm. Folks, this is a white paper, well worth the read. The math is a little deep, but don't let that hinder you. Check this white paper out and the evidence. Again, no hyperbole, no hyping, just simply looking at what the evidence is showing. This planet, all the planets are changing. They know this. And again, it's available out there. Go ahead, download it. It's a great read. You can do it in the PDF. I did it myself. All right, without any more ado, Plunder. So I think I was, in fact, the third person who signed up for you. We're going to improve this. So, folks, without any further ado, let's just take a look of what he has done here. This is going to be shocking. So here we go. He did an incredible amount of work here, and it verifies there's something out there, folks, something heating up. So let's just watch the four corners. And this is spectacular work. Again, it's fascinating just to watch. This was when our sun was still very active. And when you see this, and you can see the date and time stamp right there. I think as I read your email, Kenneth, was that you said that you compiled these by the hundreds, and I think that you can see it, he has. So as you look at this, take a look and see the year dates. Folks, it's getting, something's back there. And he'll slow this down. Actually, he'll speed it up for you. Here we go. So here's the contrast. This is fascinating, folks. Look at the corners again. Plunder, great work, my friend. Really want to get you on. This is just... And this is what I really like about good researchers. They go out and they take the evidence that we have access to, and they'll take the time to walk through this. And it's only by this kind of work can we now begin to look at this. I'm just going to tell you, folks, right here, this whole thing, everything, that is huge, whatever. It's out there. We've speculated for some time. But I really like the work here, and you can see it. Let me just stop it right there. Well, okay. I missed it. Fascinating, isn't it? And you know what, Wonder, what I saw on this, by the way, it seems like our star is being pulled to these directional corners. It looks like, you see right here, this is what I'm talking about. Let me just stop here. So you can see right here, it's the same effect. This is what even is more telling. We shouldn't be seeing any different heat signature about here, but look at where you see the sun being pulled towards. Look at that. Look at that. And let's just stop it when it's just, there we go. Well, you can see it right there. I mean, this is very clear evidence. And I'm trying to get it to where she'd be quick on me. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, take a peek at here, folks. There we go. This is what I'm trying to capture. So would it make sense that we're seeing potentially an established cycle, an orbit maybe? Not rightly sure. Look at that. See what is, now watch. Look at that. I'm going to stop that. I just saw something. I want to go back. Okay. Sorry, folks, just entertain me. Look at the background. This is, wait a minute. I'll do this later. I'm just finding some phenomenal things and I'm seeing this. There, that's what I was trying to capture right there. Let's see. This is, yeah, I'll go back and do this on my own time. But anyway, phenomenal work. I think that I'll leave the link when I repost this. Go over there and support our friend. This is just fantastic work, folks. That's all I got to say. All right, let's just continue to move on. He also provided me with the next grand minimum. We know, folks, you know, this is like going back and, you know, you're not wanting an increase, you know, much less in double digits, but I mean, now you're starting to get into 18, 20%. So now you're checking off the tens. Yeah, we're under a full assault. I mean, it's all you can say. Is this a result of this? This is planetary.org. They go in depth on this new storm. Yeah. This is what the Cassini mission gave to us. And again, strange looking planet. I don't care what anyone says, just a strange looking planet. Here's another one. This is ESA.international. They get into more detailed on the greatest storm ever recorded. Very odd. And you can look at the tilt. This is really odd. When I saw this picture and I used it, as you could see, something ain't quite. Anyway, I digress. It could be just me. Here we go. Major discoveries by Venus. The spinning is slowing down. Again, this is the ESA's website. Another article. Venus is slowing down. Now, they knew this back in 2012. Yeah. Again, this is from the Keck Observatory. Explain to me how we're seeing more and more of spotting these huge exoplanets, these brown dwarfs. And what I found interesting on this one, let's go over there, is it's generating heat. In fact, I was watching Ben Davidson this morning in one of the papers that he was showing. We're finding out that maybe the oceans have more to do with our magnetic magnetopause than what we thought before. Could have huge implications on potential water worlds. But nevertheless, I find these more than just curious. Finding out more and more how binary star systems work. And just if you look at these alone, you can see that this is debris, this is dust, folks. Everywhere I look at now in these papers, I see dust. Our Earth's magnetic poles moving. This was sent in by Renee. Yeah, we know they are. They're wandering. Well, and they don't seem to be coming back. I wanted to show you the true aspect of what we're seeing on, so give me 1 second. Because this is how they manipulate the data, so everyone can get an idea. So you can see the areas that are in gray, they have data there, folks. They're just not showing the data because they don't want you to see what the data is really doing. Yeah, there's some hot spots. Yeah, we know there are. We see these as well. But when you begin to look at the data, you begin to see that the cooling is becoming more pronounced. The minimum lows at night are becoming more pronounced. And here again, Saudi Arabia. Yesterday I saw reports the nation of Saudi Arabia, the country, huge vast areas flooded. And we're not talking just a couple of kilometers. We're talking extensive flooding in the desert. This area, the rain band that would be normally, again, over Afghanistan, that, by the way, if you didn't know this, it's affecting 3.1 million people, forced migration. It's not raining there. And if this continues in Saudi Arabia, we won't recognize it in 6 months. It will literally come alive. Newspaper after newspaper in the region. Unprecedented flooding. And it's not one storm, not two storms. It's storm after storm. Look at the purple sky. Something's going on over there, folks. And again, another paper showing with the magnetic poles moving, then this is going to have a direct correlation on our planet. So there you go. Hey, again, I just told you I was just going to show you the evidence. I mean, I didn't add anything to it, didn't take away anything, just said there it is. And I think you can clearly see that something's happening. And it's not just planet Earth. Something's happening to our star. Something's happening to our planets. So what's causing it? It's hard for a lot of people to see in their mind eyes how big we're talking about. I mean, I don't know if we can fathom the fact something that large, that vast. Now, Betelgeuse is about the size of all of our planets in our solar system. So there are stars out there that are huge. as big of our solar system may be larger. I don't know. But I just thought it would be an interesting topic to discuss. And you form your own ideas. No, I'm not saying, by God, this is the way it is. I don't know what the way it is. I don't know if any of us do. So, hey, tonight I've got Kindred Spirit coming on. I think we're going to hear her story, and I think it's going to be quite fascinating. I love hearing these stories, and I just think it's so great when individuals will come on. She has her YouTube channel, Kindred Spirits, and I think it's going to be a fascinating story. So if you are not doing anything, be honored to have you in the house and join a good hour of good conversation. Hey, I hope this one at least got you to some thinking. Yeah, take it as you will. But I think there's something going on. And my spidey senses tell me, got a sense that it's going to get even more interesting next year. Could it be, ladies and gentlemen, as I leave you for now, could we be, hear me out, in a region of space that is emitting a frequency that is driving our species insane? Think about it. Think about the insanity that we're seeing everywhere. So, anyway, think about it. All right, folks, be good to yourself. Enjoy Friday. Many people over here have it off, and I'm going to go and continue to do some reading. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Very good. Spidey senses. Yeah, that's what I'm sensing there, material. Absolutely. But I'll talk about this probably a little bit more. I wrote it down in my journal. I had the strangest dream. I mean, so think about this, folks. There's many empaths who are watching me. We know this. I'm just asking. There's so many of you that are very talented in many gifted areas that I am not. Do you think that could be possible? We know that the Earth is changing. The Schumann resonance shows us that. Could those corresponding changes that are affecting the planet on a planet-wide scale be affecting our noggins? Have you ever heard the expression, what the hell were you thinking? Folks, let me just speak a blessing, a favor over you. I just speak favor over your life. May there be nothing missing, nothing broken found in your lives. And may laughter always be heard in your house. And as we continue down this journey, again, make sure you got the popcorn and your favorite beverage, because 2019, folks, just hear me out, is going to be a year that I'm already feeling it. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. We'll keep a good sense of humor. We'll just love each other. We'll speak favor into each other's lives. And, that's the only way we overcome this. We can't get mad at people because of a political belief or a, religious belief or even cultural beliefs. It's all cool. It's all right. Just look at them and just speak favor into their life. How can someone hate you when you're going, hey, I just speak favor in your life, man? Well, I'm going to kill you. Why? Don't you see the best is yet to come, right? All right, folks. My best to you. Thank you for joining me today. And hopefully we'll see you later on. Okay? All right. Bye-bye. Be good to yourselves. Ooh.